you know what you've got stuck in my head.
What?
You sent me that reel with the guy. It's been going a bit viral. The
Which
guy
one?
rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Rah!
Mm-hmm.
Sticky wicky. It was like mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sticky wicky. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's on Spotify, you know. You can actually listen to it on Spotify. The acapella is actually there.
Wait, there's a full version.
Yeah, well, it's like 1 minute and 30 version, but it's there, man.
Oh, I am checking that out
Bro,
100%. I thought this was just like a TikTok thing just going around. It's just a snippet, but
man, you see TikTok artists on Spotify nowadays as well. I feel like every time we talk about, when we start an episode, we start talking about like TikTok stuff.
listen, man, that's all I'm doing these days. I'm just flicking through these reels. It's just there's so many things. It just makes me want to do content creation, honestly. Need to get on it ASAP.
Man, they have pictures and videos of people just holding a mug, and there's just captions.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
that
every time.
goes like to the K's, man. That goes to the K's.
It goes to the K's, the comments that I'm like, how? How? I
Explain
just
to me.
don't get it. Like I've seen like okay, fair enough. This was quite artistic, but I've seen literally a 3 second clip of just autumn leaves falling. Now it's looked quite nice, but it had 700k likes. I'm just like, is it this easy? Am I
Mm-hmm.
missing something? Just jump on it, man. Jump on it. People were living off making this kind of content.
And
You
honestly,
need to join them.
thriving.
Thriving. It baffles me, but you know, the game is the game. I commend it. People love it, so that's
Yeah,
what
man.
that's what's up.
One thing that people keep telling me is that they like our impressions. I'm like, oh, thank you, first and foremost. But secondly, how can I make bank off this? Maybe I should just do TikTok impressions just for the lulz.
Who's that? It's a thing though. Aren't there quite a few like comedians or just voice impressionists? It's actually a thing. There are people out there who just live off doing impressions and they practice and practice and practice and they're just good at it. You seen those videos where it's a guy impersonating famous cartoon characters? They'll go through the whole cast, they'll say Simpsons characters, for example, and they'll do
Yeah,
Homer, Bart, Marge, Lisa, all of them.
damn.
You know, I reckon that's your bag. I'm a big fan. A big fan. You're actually able to listen to. Everyone can imitate it to an extent, but yours is actually really accurate, and
You
you're able
keep
to do
saying
it to
this.
different ones. Yeah, yours is accurate because
You know what? I was
I've done it.
thinking.
I've listened back to myself, and I'm just like, Now listen to yours. It's like, now wait a damn minute. You got the intonation correct. You got the tone correct. Even if it's like a, a pitch that is far from yours, you get most of the basics
I
right. So
try and
I'm
get
like,
close to it. I
yeah.
attempt it because I know what it sounds like. So I'm like, okay, I can try and get to it, but I'm not gonna get it perfect. I was thinking on my way home just one day, if I could incorporate the Venom voice, right, with Bane's voice and just cover my mouth, that probably would sound like
Oh,
mad. That would sound mad.
Eddie, Eddie.
Wait. So Bane first. Hello, Batman. Okay, so that's what Venom. Nah, that sounds like terrible. That sounds like I was gargling something.
Oh man.
Nah, okay. I need to work on that. But yeah,
Listen, man, you're better than the average person. So that's a start, honestly.
man. Thank you.
But
Anyway,
we are back. My name is Ed.
and my name is Charles.
This is the Lockdown Yard. We just talk movies, film, TV, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
Shebang. So, what's been happening this week? I've seen that reel you made. That reel you made with Mr. John Campion. So, for those who don't know, John Campion is like a fairly well-known um, YouTube personality.
Reviewer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube personality, reviewer in the film space, movie talk space. And, I watch his stuff sometimes. And one thing he is very big on is he's very anti-spoiler. Like, he detests it when people spread spoilers. Like, what we're going to discuss today, spoiler alert, Eternals. Well, it's not a spoiler alert. You'll see the title of the episode. But back to the point. Yeah, he was proper angry at one of the reviewers who early on revealed a big spoiler to do with the mid-credit scene, and he was just fuming at it, and it just further cemented his stance on being anti-spoiler. So what does he go and do? He goes and posts two huge spoiler pictures from an upcoming MCU film.
One of the biggest ones that people have been looking forward to since Endgame, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not even going to describe them because it's still quite
I'm just going to
spoilery.
describe my day, just how I found out, because I was on Instagram scrolling and I saw a picture and I was like, Then I went into my group chat because I know I'm in a group chat with people who just we talk about the same kind of stuff. And then one of my boys was like, "Oh, Shaq." One of my boys was like, "Don't go on Instagram. Don't go on social media if you want to avoid spoilers for No Way Home." And I was like, "Oh, I saw this way too late."
Ah, man.
Yeah, but I'm not.
So
No spoilers. Obviously, nothing's going to be said here.
yeah,
I'm just more hyped than ever to watch the film. I'm just going to say
oh
that.
yeah, I'm hyped, but I'm not crazy annoyed because me personally, am I a big anti-spoiler person? I don't like spoiling things for people before things have been released officially, obviously. But um, yeah, it didn't sit well with me. I would have liked to see. There's one of them in particular I would have liked to see. I would love to find out in the film itself, but what can you do? It's out there now.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a chance it could be fake. It could be fake, but it looked so real to me that if it's fake, then fair play to the whoever photoshopped it because they they got me. They got me.
Mm-hmm. Bro, can we just talk about the poster just a little bit?
Oh, the poster with Doc Ock,
Yeah,
his tentacles surrounding Peter Parker in the Spider-Man
yeah.
costume. Yeah,
I mean, did you see it straight away, or was I just tripping?
I didn't see it. So what are we saying? What
Well,
are we
it's
talking
literally the
about?
same last shot of the trailer. You see Spider-Man doing that pose in the car.
Oh, hello, Peter.
Yeah, and
That's
he does
you.
that pose. It's
Yeah.
literally the same exact thing
Oh,
from
so you
the.
calling it lazy?
Yeah, well, I didn't say that. I might have thought that. You might have said it, but I didn't say it.
You're like, wait a minute, y'all ain't put no effort in
I mean,
that.
the only thing that they added that I was really interested in was Green Goblin finally, but we already confirmed that with the pumpkin bomb.
Green Goblin. Really?
Oh, you've not seen it? He's in that
Wait, are you
poster,
talking
bro.
about that very faint kind of? Wait, it looks so zoomed in.
You make it sound like it's a crumb. No, it's Green Goblin. Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah,
about
it's
that. Yeah.
definitely okay. Fair enough. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is. I'm looking forward to this like crazy.
Mm,
They
mm,
keep
mm.
talking about it like I think was it Tom Holland or the director said this is going to be the end game of the Spider-Man franchise within the MCU. So, the climatic end to that mini trilogy, I guess. So,
I mean, I made my stance clear on how I feel about Tom Holland Spider Man. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they can stick the landing with this, and hopefully it'd be good. And I want to see what they can do with the character going forward too. This is going to be like a graduation of some kinds. Like,
mm,
yeah.
same here, man.
But man's making moves. He's doing that. What's he called? That the Uncharted film. He's even doing that.
Yeah, what that
Have you played the
trailer?
Uncharted? Yo, you haven't played the Uncharted
I
games.
haven't.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't played Uncharted,
Yeah,
but
you're on
have you?
Xbox.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You're on Xbox, bro.
Don't worry. One day I shall join you in the sun on the
Yes,
PS5.
and you will experience the amazing game that is Uncharted. Yeah, I have played. I played all. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the DLC. Yeah, I played all of them.
All right, so you're a proper Uncharted merchant. So, okay, what are your thoughts? Because my thoughts may be a bit irrelevant on the trailer. It didn't look amazing to me, but what about you? As an actual, you know,
Mm,
Uncharted gamer, and you seen this trailer, what were your thoughts on that? I know it's released a while ago, but yeah.
well, the character of Nathan Drake is always like he's a grown man. So I'm adjusting to seeing Tom Holland that way. I'm just like I don't know. He's gonna have to bring something to the table. But at the moment, I'm just like I'm not against him, but I'm just like I need to see him in action first. Secondly, some of the shots are like straight out of the game. Like there's this one shot you see at the end. You know that that tagline
Oh,
like
with the plane,
yeah with the
the fall of
plane
the
that
plane. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tagline shot with like the helicopter and him like holding onto the rails of like I don't know hold stuff. And he's almost about to fall into the sky, and he's just like jumping on each crate to try and get back on the plane. That is literally right out of the game. Like so, I like the fact that they're paying attention to those kind of details. But you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
And it's Tom Holland, your Nathan Drake. Is that is he a good fit, or is you want to see the film first?
Let me see the film first. At the moment, I'm gonna say no.
Ah, I see. The thing with Tom Holland is, and he's fallen into, in my eyes, the Daniel Radcliffe trap. So many other actors do this as well, but Daniel Radcliffe is the most notable one where he's Harry Potter, man. He's Harry Potter and
He's
everything.
done best stuff though.
I know,
He's done so much stuff. He
but
actually.
he is Harry Potter for me. I know. I'm sorry.
How many
He's.
films have you seen apart from Harry Potter?
Uh,
If
maybe a
it's more, if it's
handful.
less than two, then nah, you need to watch more, bro.
I guess I do, but it's very hard to escape that. Like Robert Pattinson, he's a perfect example of someone who's broken free from that. He was at
That's true.
risk of becoming the Twilight guy, but no
Whew,
more,
no
no more.
more.
He is one of the elite actors in the game right now. So
Yep, yep.
yeah, Tom
He,
Holland, I, he's. I still see him as Spider Man and everything, and he does kind of tend to do that quirky kind of awkward kind of character, even in his animated roles. When he's voice acting, it's
mm,
pretty much just Peter
like that,
Parker.
like in that Pigeon movie with Will Smith, right?
Yeah, Pigeon movie with Will
I
Smith,
don't remember the
the
name of that one.
the Pixar film.
Birds in
With
Disguise. I don't know what it's called.
no Spies in Disguise. Yeah,
Ah,
that was
okay.
the DreamWorks one. But then
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did
yeah.
the Pixar one, which his name is escaping me. He did it with Chris Pratt.
Onward.
Onward, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
So yeah, I'll take your word for it. You dig the trailer somewhat, so we'll see. We'll see.
Somewhere, it's okay. It's okay.
And this week I've seen something that I didn't think would happen, but it did. And this is a crazy tangent or segue, but
Yeah, yeah.
Vin Diesel has finally spoken out and I guess apologized to Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Because he's family. Ding,
Yep.
ding, ding, ding.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. He did, he posted that kind of interesting message on Insta.
What did he say again?
I'm gonna read it out right now because it was quite epic. It was quite epic. He said, "My little brother Dwayne, the time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. I don't know who Pablo is. I swore that we would reach and manifest the best fast in the finale that is 10. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other. I hope you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny."
Oh, shit.
That is how I heard it in my head.
No, is that actually what he wrote?
I literally read that word for word from his
Oh my
Instagram.
gosh.
And
How,
I found it interesting because it had that. We've discussed the Fast and Furious franchise. It has that shot that you find really weird.
which
You
one?
remember that scene when Vin Diesel was saying, "This is Brazil."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When you complain saying there's a certain shot where it looks like they're facing each other, but it looks really weird. As in, it looks like they're not in the same shot.
I think what I was saying was like his voice was like different for a second.
Nah, you say yeah. He said his voice was different, but he also said that it looks like they were facing each other, but they weren't in the same scene. It looks like it
Oh
was
yeah, I might have. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So he used that picture. I was like, man, what are the chances? But yeah, That was an epic message, but we'll see. Well, the whole world, well, I guess not the whole world. The fans of the franchise are waiting on Dwayne Johnson's response because let's face it, that last film in the franchise, the Fast, was it Fast Nine? That was when it kind, it's we know how ridiculous this franchise is, right? But
Yeah.
that one kind of lost us. I was like, all right, this is too much. So
Mm,
Dwayne Johnson's return would be very much welcome. That's for sure.
yeah, he'll probably ground it back to nah, psych. Man held a helicopter from a truck. He's not gonna ground nothing. Oh my days.
Oh, jeez. Now, someone needs to do a YouTube video of the top 10 most ridiculous moments in the whole franchise when it's all said and done. That is just crazy.
Mm. I was thinking about doing a pun with like the rock and grounding, but I was like, nah, I can't even follow through because the things this
It's
man
there.
has
The pun is
done.
there. The
The
pun
pun
is
is
there.
there.
Yeah.
The pun is there, people. Enjoy it. It's right there.
Use your imaginations. All right. Let's get into it, man. MCU time.
Okay, let's
The
do this.
latest installment. Of course, we are
26th
discussing.
film in the
It's the
MCU.
26th.
Yep.
My days. What a journey. But yeah,
Mad.
so we're of course discussing Eternals. I've been
Eternals.
saying the Eternals for a while, and I realize where am I getting the from? It's just Eternals. It just sounds a bit incomplete without the, but yeah, it's Eternals. Of course, released 5th November, directed by none other than Chloé Zhao, Oscar winning director from a previous work with Nomadland, which also won Best Actress with Frances McDormand. And the film centers, the plot is the Eternals, a race of immortal beings with superhuman powers, have secretly lived on the Earth for thousands of years. And they reunite to battle some evil entities called the Deviants. So I watched this on release day. You
Hmm.
watched it.
I watched it on the Sunday.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
And go, man. Give us your initial overall thoughts, and then we'll get into the details after.
Okay. So obviously, I heard about all like the reviews and all the mixed reviews and like the feedback, and it was just like, this is bloated. This is because of like a. This is bad because of like a scene here and there, and I was like, but is the film actually good? And I just went in because I had no expectations whatsoever. So I went in with my friend Jamal, and we watched it in Leicester Square. Have you ever been to that cinema?
Leicester Square. I've been. Is that the one that was newly refurbished? It was refurbished with the whole, that massive Dolby digital surround sound.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've
That
been
one.
there once, and I watched. Oh, what film did I watch there? 1917. I watched
Oh,
that
that
there.
would have been amazing
Yeah,
there.
it was. It was a great experience. I loved it.
I love that film. Okay. I can't wait to do that film. Okay. So yeah, I watched it there and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I don't see why people had such an issue with it. And overall, I thought it was like a great introduction to like this big scope of like the MCU. And dude, the Celestials blew my mind the first time I saw them. In the trailer, I saw like a glimpse of them, but seeing them in this, I was like, wow,
Just how massive they were, and the
wow,
voice, the
and the
deep
voice
voice, just
too.
resonating around the cinema.
Do you know
Yeah,
what's funny? I could actually hear everything that was being spoken much more than I could hear in Tenet and a bit of times in Dune as well. It's weird. I could actually understand everything. But
man.
yeah, this film looked incredible.
Hmm.
Like obviously you're coming from the director of Nomadland. Like you're gonna get shots that are just gonna stick with you and be like so good. And the casting as well was amazing. I thought like
Oh yeah,
Gemma Chan, yeah. Gemma Chan carried that film for me as much as any of the other cast, but I liked the fact that she was the protagonist. I felt like she was the protagonist. What did you think?
same as you, man. I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the film, and again, similar to you, I saw all the noise before it from critics who saw it a good few weeks before us, and they were literally just trying to scare us, saying, "Oh my god, it's a really divisive film," and obviously everyone isn't going to agree on whether a film is great or whether it's bad. You always split opinion no matter the film. You
Hmm.
can think of the worst film ever. There will be someone who loves that film. There's always one person who loves a film you think is the worst film ever. Even all of us, we have our guilty pleasures. we all have one film that everyone hates that we like. For me, I think I've gone on record saying that's Chappie for me.
Hmm.
Everyone hates Chappie. I like Chappie. I'll stand on that. But
Chappie's the
yeah,
one with Hugh Jackman, right?
with no Chappie, Hugh Jackman was in District 9.
No, wait, which one is Chappie then? Which one am I thinking of?
Chappie is the with the robot. Same director, Neil Blomkamp, but is the robot who sort of has humanoid personalities.
Okay. I think I'm mixing up
Yeah,
with another one. I think I remember
you're
the.
thinking of District 9 with the
No, no,
aliens.
no, no. I'm thinking about the time that Hugh Jackman had that robot and he was teaching him how to fight, like the boxer robot.
Oh, Real Steel, Real Steel.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Real Steel.
I enjoyed that film, man. That's a
Yeah, that
good
was a good
film.
film.
I
I've
enjoyed that.
forgotten about that film. Damn, that's a good film.
It's very rewatchable as well.
Mm.
But yeah, Eternals. I said I enjoyed it overall. A great cast. It's star-studded cast. Angelina Jolie, Kit Harington,
Hmm.
Richard Madden, Gemma Chan,
Don
Salma
Lee.
Hayek, John Lee from
Don
Train to
Lee.
Busan.
Yo,
Yes.
man was the
Even had
tank.
Barry Keoghan, uh, Kumail Nanjiani, Lia McHugh, Lauren Ridloff, and the big man Brian Tyree Henry, who just seems to be killing it. He's from your favorite show, which you've been telling me to watch for ages, but I haven't. Yes,
Atlanta.
Atlanta. So yeah, man. As I said, I enjoy. It has issues. We'll get into that. It's not perfect. There are issues, but
Mm,
overall, I thought the critics were doing way too much with this,
way,
and
way
I
too much.
don't know why, honestly. But
I don't know what they expected. Maybe they expected because this film, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like it's not a slow burn, but it's a very character-driven burn. So it's not all about the action.
mm,
It's about the story of the Eternals and like how they interact
exactly,
within each other. Even like um, how they fit into like the scope of the MCU. Why they didn't interact kind of makes sense, but I need to kind of question one thing with you that might be a gaping plot hole. But we'll get into that in the spoiler section.
oh yeah, I've got a few. As I said, not a perfect film, overall enjoyable, but there are some issues. We'll get into
Mm.
that. But yes, from here on, it's going to be spoiler season. So if you haven't watched it and you're for some reason, you know, wanting us to stay away from spoilers, this is not the bit for you.
You need to leave
You gotta leave.
respectfully.
You need to leave.
It's like, come on, Megan, Chris, let's get out of here.
All right. Last warning, spoilers ahead.
In three, two, one.
Let's go.
Makari's speed was so cool. Oh my gosh, that is it put Quicksilver it put Quicksilver to shame.
Honestly, like I've seen, obviously, so on the big screen in superhero films, we see the main speedsters we've seen are Quicksilver and Flash from DC's Justice League. Um, yeah, it's just mainly Justice League. But I just loved how it was done in this film. There's no slow motion, right? Just
No,
straight up showing, nah, she's fast, and we're not going to slow it down for anyone. And this is what she can do, and
man,
it was great.
it was great to see, especially towards the end when she was fighting Icarus. But I'm jumping ahead a little bit.
So, obviously, we start off. It starts with that Star Wars esque opening crawl scene, right? It had the text
Hmm.
and saying this Arisham, the prime celestial, one of the main first celestials, even before the Infinity Stones. He created the Earth and he sent the deviants. Oh, geez, I'm getting the plot wrong. Uh, I was just going to say, let's just jump into what we like and didn't like, because I kind of read the plot out at the start.
Cool, cool. So yeah, we have the how many is it? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 Eternals. Yeah, so we have 10 Eternals. We got Ajax, and we have Cersei, Icarus, Kingo, Sprite, Fastos, Makari, Droog, Gilgamesh, and Thena.
Yep,
Ooh,
nice. You read that
hey,
nicely. Nice.
thank you. Yeah, and they have been on Earth for like a what millennia.
They've been on Earth for a long time. A
Yeah.
long time. Since pretty much the dawn of humanity.
Hmm. And obviously they seen some stuff, but they could interfere. And the reason they couldn't interfere is what I want to discuss. Because you have a gripe with this too, but
Yep.
I have a more comic book like kind of question to to why. So the reason they can't interfere is because they were commanded not to by the Celestials, because they're just there to help humanity grow and thrive. They're not there to interfere
Yep.
in human affairs because it's part of our development and whatnot. They're only allowed to protect humans from the deviants.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, I'm jumping ahead. In the mid-credit scene, we get introduced to Eros, right? By Harry
Played by
Styles.
Harry Styles. Yep. That
Yep.
was just
The-
like what?
I heard about this post-credit, and I was like, really? And now I have to
I
see it. And I was
I
just
heard
like,
that. I didn't believe it, and I was just like,
yeah,
oh
I
my
was just
god,
like,
it's actually
yeah,
true.
man, this brother is Harry Styles. Like, okay, moving past that, he's the brother of Thanos, and he's also an Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
But Thanos had the deviant gene,
Yep.
so technically, couldn't the Eternals have done something? Because technically, he's like a deviant.
Yep. Yep. And yep. I just that's quite a gaping one. I won't lie. It's true. It's one of the gaping plot holes I had as well.
I was thinking about that on my way back from the cinema. I was like, wait a minute, there's a connection there. They could have interfered because this isn't like he was Ultron. This was a deviant.
Yep. So the whole that kind of shoots down the whole why didn't the Eternals interfere with the whole Thanos thing? And yeah, it doesn't work out. But you kind of have to move past that, otherwise you'll go crazy. You will go crazy.
Mm,
But
so
since we're doing those, let's start off with the things we didn't quite like, because I will go ahead and say we liked way more things about it than we didn't like.
mhm.
So let's get the bad stuff out of the way, and then we're gonna shower the film with praise and stuff. So go on, man. What
uh,
else? What else grinds your gears about the Eternals?
not much did really. There was just like this one part I didn't like understand why. Like it felt very. I guess I was expecting something to happen. It was when Kingo left.
Oh yeah, when he said, I don't want to go against my boss, but you guys are my friends, and I ain't gonna fight you, so I'm out.
Yeah,
Peace.
yeah, and he dipped. And I thought he would do this typical superhero. I'm back at the last minute,
Oh yeah.
but he literally just dipped, and then he
And then he
came back
came
to
back
pick up
when it was
strength.
all said and done.
Yeah,
Like what?
literally. And everyone was just cool with that. I'm like, yo, okay, cool. I'm not saying that's a plot hole, but that made me feel some type of way. I was like, really? You get to be
Mm,
funny for the whole film, and then you dip when it gets serious.
literally. I'm like, come on, man. I didn't like that bit either. It's like
Mm,
this guy just dipped. They literally need you to form the connection near the end.
no, no. But really, not much else really bugged me apart from that. I liked all of the Eternals very much.
Mm,
So yeah, nothing really bugged me about this film. I'm not saying it was amazing, but yeah, I had a fun time with it.
fair
I
enough.
would
Fair
actually
enough.
enjoy rewatching this film. Like, it looks really, really good.
Nice. Okay. Well, I had a few more issues. So
Ooh,
I
okay.
also had. I also didn't like the whole Thanos not interfering thing, because I thought that was going to be properly explained, especially when we saw it in the trailer. That was one of everyone's questions. It's like, why didn't you interfere with Thanos? And to find out he's a deviant. Yeah.
Why didn't you help fight Thanos?
Man, like Jon Snow. It was actually good. Didn't you watch him and think, yeah, he feels free now. The shackles of being Jon Snow
Yeah,
are
yeah,
off.
yeah,
He
yeah,
felt
yeah.
free. Yeah, man. But yeah. See what I'm talking about with your impressions? That was spot on.
Every time I watched the trailer when I was waiting for a film, whenever
Mm,
I saw it, I was like, I always laughed. Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos?
honestly, man. And I'm sorry, I know I brought this one up in the trailer when we discussed the trailer before, and the whole thing about not interfering with humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Then I watched the film, and they've literally been interfering with humanity all along. Whether it's a little thing, Druig especially, you find out he
Yeah.
has the power to control the minds of man or humans, I guess. And he's you find out he's legit interfering with humanity, and as are all the rest of them. Fastos is introducing them to technology bit by bit. Yeah, they're all introducing them, they're all interfering in their own way. So I know they can't cover every single tragedy in humanity and whatnot, but yeah,
You know
that bit
something I
just
found?
go on.
You know a bit I found kind of funny just to spot. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine, man.
When they went to Fastos's house, right, and they were sitting at a table. I text you this, but I want to say it on the pod. I noticed the PS4 controller on his table. I found that funny. The eternal of technology. You can't even get PS5.
It's true. He could probably have like a way more advanced version of any games console we have, but he just had a PS4 controller, not even a
No,
PS5. Like, come on.
Paperboy, Paperboy. When you
Uh,
watch Atlanta, you'll get that reference, man.
well, yeah, my issue with the whole not interfering with humanity and not interfering with Thanos. Also had an issue with Sprite being in love because they didn't show that at all. We literally just one random bit in the film, Kingo said, "Oh, you're in love with him." We hadn't seen anything at all in the film to
Nah,
suggest that
I
whatsoever.
I get that, but I feel like that can be overlooked because you can kind of see in a similar kind of way. You know, Drew again and Makari. You can tell there's a kind of vibe there, but you don't need them to explicitly show it. But you can kind of tell there is one. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's the thing. That was no problem because you could actually tell. But the Sprite one, just in the middle of the film, Kingo just says it, and we're like, okay, I guess we're going with that then. you
Maybe if
know,
we rewatch it, you'll notice like glances or something. I don't know.
possibly.
Chloe could be doing stuff in the background too, man. Not just in the
True.
front. In the art of illusion, man. She could be showing you this big cheese like ship. I don't know what to call it. Thing looks like a damn triangle.
Or the Toblerone.
Yeah, the Toblerone. Yeah, the Toblerone. The Toblerone.
That was my first thought when I saw the ship. I kid you not.
Yeah, you could be looking at the
What's it called? The
Toblerone.
Domo. Yeah,
The Domo. Yeah.
Domo arigato.
Wow. And then yeah, it could be looking at the Toblerone, but there could be something in the corner of your eye you're not exactly seeing. Maybe maybe Sprite was looking at Icarus the whole time.
Man, now we're just adding canon to the film. But oh yeah, one of my final issues was Ajak falling in love with humanity. Now she remembers all the previous conquests from other planets, right?
Yeah.
So surely, would it have hurt to show one scene, just showing why humanity, why Earth, why humanity? She just said it. She just said, but something about these people.
They brought
Just
back
an
this
extra 5 minute scene, just saying, it's her helping someone or her seeing someone help someone. Just something to show what exactly
well,
an
she
example of
mentioned it
something.
in the film. She said that it was because Thanos like snapped half of the universe and these people on Earth brought them back. The entire universe.
Okay, so what did she? I need to
No, she
probably need
said
to
that.
rewatch it then. So
Yeah, she said that.
that's her rationale for humanity being the different one
Yeah, the
from all the other
special.
previous planets. Okay,
Yeah, we're special.
the special. I
Yeah.
feel loved. Okay, cute, cute.
Key.
All right, then I'll cross that one off my negatives. But apart from that, I honestly enjoyed the film. One of my favorite like whole lines in the thing was Icarus's story. I just loved how
I
he.
saw that coming. Did you see that coming? Because I saw it coming.
I saw it. I saw it coming later than I would have liked, but yes,
We're of
I didn't.
course
I didn't.
talking
You know when
about
Icarus,
we
his whole arc, right? Yeah.
yeah, his arc of being the one who killed Ajax.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he said it was a deviant, I was like, no, it wasn't. Why are you
It's
lying
true.
for?
Rule of thumb: when you see the dead body there and you don't see how it happened,
And
and
someone
this
just jumped
guy
to a
told you
conclusion.
he did it. It was him.
Literally, as soon as he said that, suspicion.
He did that. It was him. He guilty, 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 guilty.
You going to jail?
I just loved how he. And we've seen this in other shows. Like oh, Invincible, right? He's basically Omni Man, just not as brutal and cruel.
Mm.
And just that kind of character where he's just bound. He's following boss's orders. I don't know.
He's a
His
soldier.
fellow employees are just trying to be rebels and whatnot, but he's just following boss's orders, and he doesn't care if he has to kill his fellow Eternal to do it. And yeah, I just love that conflict he faced the whole film.
Mm. I like the way he was shown, like his powers and everything. Very Man of Steel vibes. Very big Man of Steel vibes.
The eye lasers, which don't actually cut. So those eye lasers were more like repulsors than actual penetrating
No,
things.
no, they weren't repulsors. It was just censorship.
Oh, okay, fair enough. They can't show them like blowing holes through people,
Mm-mm.
straight up just blowing them away, like how it didn't kill Drake for somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was just crazy, but yeah, man.
He had the safety on.
I was also very random, but I was also surprised by how much what's the word? How how horny they let these characters be. I'm talking
That
about the
that was
scene between Icarus and Cersei.
that was the biggest controversy I heard before I went into this film.
For real.
Yeah, that people just didn't want this. It was that, and also,
Oh, the
yeah, the kiss
kiss.
between Fastos and his husband. I was like, but why? How is
Mate,
this a big deal? How has this not happened before? First of all, the sex scene you're talking about.
the sex scene was way more controversial than it was not. The kiss wasn't even controversial at all. It's the sex scene was that. Wait, this is a Marvel film. They're allowing this. I was like, they're bumping and grinding. And I'm like, good grief. Fair enough. I mean, I had to check their film rating again. It's a 12. So, you know.
Yeah, but they've never really explicitly shown like sex in the MCU. Not
But
really.
that was the furthest they've gone in the
Yeah,
MCU.
yeah, yeah.
One
By
hundred
far, yeah,
percent.
by
One
far.
hundred percent. So Chloe definitely pushed the boundaries. And also the whole irony of her being called Cersei, and you know, lots of Game of Thrones alumni being in here, but Jon Snow, his brother, and even
Mm-hmm.
the film composer Ramin Djawadi, who did the soundtrack for Game of Thrones.
Oh
So
yeah.
this film is sprinkled with Game of Thrones isms. So yeah, man.
Waiting for Daenerys to show up in MCU now. No, she's actually showing up in MCU.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
I
remember the
must have missed
project,
that.
but she's gonna be in MCU.
I must have missed that.
She's gonna be in MCU. Yo, Icarus's name, right? Did
Icarus and Icarus.
Icarus and Icarus. It fit his fate. I felt like they were really being on the nose with that final ending. But I was like, fine. It's
Oh
Chloe
yeah, with the
Zhao.
whole he flew too close to the sun.
And
The end he destroyed himself, right?
I guess he did. I mean, yeah, I have to believe he did. I didn't see a
Hmm.
body. I didn't see him like burn up into flames. I just saw him fly into the sun.
I see.
I hope he's
Yeah,
not just getting a
it was
tan in there. I
properly
don't
on
know.
the nose. It was properly on the nose. But I
I
did
allow
love
it.
you mentioned it right at the start of the spoiler section, but Makari versus Icarus was probably one of my favorite scenes in the film.
One of my favorite speedster scenes put to
Oh
live
yes,
action.
definitely. She is just like hitting him into the rocks, and he couldn't catch her, and he did the whole thing
Battering him
where,
into the wall. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
and I just like,
Oh, yeah, that's the actress from that Walking Dead episode I told you about.
yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need to
yeah.
watch
That's
that.
her.
I
That's
need to
her.
watch that.
What's her
I'm about to
name?
say she's doing bits.
What's the name? Lauren Ridloff. I think that's the name. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, man.
And okay, I'm gonna check that out for sure. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I just love how her and Fastos use their powers,
Mm-hmm.
especially Fastos. 'Cause I was kind of wondering, well, what can he actually do in battle?
Bro,
And then he showed up. He showed up.
he showed up. He's like, "Nah, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Get your ass over here."
Well, get your ass over here now. Which is pretty much what Arisham did to the remaining the remaining Eternals at the end. He's like,
He did that.
what y'all do? Oh god damn it.
You mess with the buff of my Celestial? Come here. You. Oh, she's a human? Okay, forget her. You free. Come with me. We're going home.
I love so many scenes in this film. The scene where we first saw uh, Thena is kind of malfunctioning because the memories of all the previous conquests on previous planets hadn't been completely erased from her. So she was malfunctioning and attacking her fellow Eternals because she realized what their true mission was, which was to help destroy humanity, unbeknownst to them. So I love seeing her face the other Eternals, and Salma Hayek was great. At the bit where she stabs her hand and she just face off, and she was like, "No, you're not gonna hurt anyone." I
Yeah.
don't know. I love that forest scene a lot. So,
Hmm.
and the bit where they watch humanity tear itself apart, and they just had to stand there. That bit was deep to me, man. That bit was deep. They just stood there and they sort of just stared, and they just knew they couldn't interfere.
It's
And
true.
the whole conflicts they had when Thena was strapped to the table. So Druig versus Icarus. It's like if you want to stop me, you're going to have to kill me.
That's pretty good.
I love that they let Barry Keoghan use his real life accent in that. But yeah, that whole conflict they all had. That's when they questioned, their mission. They've seen humanity do all this stuff to themselves, and yeah, did they actually show us Icarus finding out the true mission?
No.
Because remember when he said they found out after he found out from Ajax
Ajax, like centuries ago.
in Babylon,
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, I guess they didn't show that. He just revealed at the end
Mm-mm.
when he betrayed her and sent her packing, sent her to the deviants. That was one of those anime betrayals, man. Honestly.
What did you think about the fact that the Eternals were actually like, well, in my mind, they're like iRobots to me, but with like conscious, like
Oh
Sunnies.
yeah.
They're Sunnies. They're Sunnies basically, but with powers.
So see now, I'm wondering, was Arisham telling the complete truth there?
You think he was lying?
Possibly.
But he's a Celestial. He wouldn't lie to us.
Oh, didn't he? He literally sent them there on a fake mission. He didn't tell them the truth.
True, true, true. He didn't tell them
I
everything.
think Arisham will tell them what they need to hear in order to get on with the mission. Obviously, this is just one of my random theories, but let's talk about the matter of fact, which is they are all robots. And I mean, I don't know. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, they're Celestial AI basically, but
Hmm.
I guess with more personality than what we consider AI. It, it doesn't. I don't really think them as like robots though. They seem like real people with real consciousness and everything. So it's a bit of a weird one. They're just Eternals. I'm just gonna call them Eternals. They're in their own category of like being, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, when we found that out, my thoughts on it were just like, oh, okay, all right. It just made sense as to in the wider context of their mission to Earth, and they were literally sent as androids to complete the mission. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on that, but I do love how overall the film showed them showing why Earth was worth saving because Icarus said himself, "You guys are gonna let's face it. I I'm kind of on the fence over whether Icarus was right
Mm,
because if the Earth was destroyed, okay, that's what 7 billion people gone, but in return, you're gonna have how many fold being born into existence?
yeah, no, the numbers, the
Yeah.
numbers, yeah.
So in essence, these Eternals were quite selfish, saying,
Mm,
you know what, we're going to save 7 billion lives, and we're not going to allow trillions, gazillions more to come into existence. So in a way, I'm sorry, but Icarus might have been right.
yeah,
Icarus might have been right.
this is kind of an interesting like thought. Like, even though you could say like the Celestials were the evil, they didn't really feel evil. Kind of like doing it for evil purposes. It was kind of like this is the natural order of things, kind of evil. Like it just happens to differ from what we want, or the people
Hmm.
in the film want, I guess.
I guess. But yeah, I had a few. The film was quite good in making me question a few things philosophically, because we've seen all these films. Earth must be saved. Earth, 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 Earth. And this film was probably one of the first ones that made me question. Well, hang on, why Earth exactly?
Mm,
Because they literally explained that sure, Earth will be destroyed, but probably going to create 1,000 more Earths if you allow what was the Celestial's name?
Tamut.
Tiamut, yeah,
Yeah,
Tiamut,
Tiamat. Yeah.
to be born. And by the way, I love that scene at the end when we started to see the scale of Tiamut. You
Yeah.
saw his hand, his
It's
fingers
just his
poking through
fingertips. Not even his whole hand.
the the grand scale of it all, especially watching that in IMAX, and that
Oh,
was
that must have been
just
mad.
proper. You saw his head starting to pop through. And by the way, is that there forever now? Is there just
Yeah,
randomly
that's a.
a Tiamut mountain
Yep.
in the middle of?
Literally. Someone's gonna make profit off visiting that thing.
It's now a tourist attraction. What,
Literally.
the eighth, or in the MCU, like the 17th wonder of the world.
People are gonna be posing in front of it in selfies.
Imagine just legit. Imagine just being in the MCU world. Are you really surprised by anything anymore? Like when supernatural things happen, are you just like, there's no more wonder? I think that's a bit more. That's a bit of an issue I'm starting to get with the MCU. There's no when something happens in that world. Oh, someone's flying. Meh, seeing it. Oh, this person has powers. Meh, seeing it. It's not special anymore. I guess it's a shared universe problem because
Yeah.
you have people with these supernatural abilities, and you're no longer like, oh my god, this is groundbreaking. It's like, oh, another one. Meh, seen it.
So what can you do? Can you fly?
It's a true what they say about them. Can you really fly? Yeah, that's one of the issues that I had with obviously not just this film, but it's a growing issue I'm having with the MCU.
It's okay,
And
man.
the X-Men haven't even come into the question yet. Neither have the Fantastic Four, so it'll be interesting. But
Mm,
again, one thing I am able to do is push past all of this and enjoy the film for what it is.
defo, defo.
And I had an issue
Another one?
with. I did, man.
Man's
I'm
just got
sorry.
issues. Okay, what's your issue? Bring it to the pod.
Some of those MCU references. So the whole. I think I've seen a few critics say this film feels like it's just completely separate from the MCU, which, by the way, it doesn't. Because I thought it has its MCU isms with the random jokes here and there, but
Like, I don't need a cameo from someone in the previous film for it to feel like an MCU film. Like, you kind of had that with Shang-Chi, and you had Wong and
yeah,
Abomination. But
yeah,
this film doesn't really need it.
it tried to force some in. That was my issue. It's like, oh, Captain Rogers. Oh, I used to hang out with Thor when I was a kid. It's like, you really need that, man.
Who said that?
Kingo, remember? He's like Thor used to follow me around when he was a kid.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, it was at that dinner scene, which
Oh.
reminded me of the whole shawarma scene in post credits for Avengers.
Mm.
And what about those DC references, man? It's
Yo,
the
yes.
Superman reference and the Alfred reference.
Yeah.
That's like, is this legal? Can you do that?
They mentioned DC in a Marvel film. Do you know what seed that plants? That means crossover. I'm joking. I'm jumping way ahead.
Oh my
I'm jumping
days.
way, way ahead, obviously, but like, nah.
Can you imagine if in a world where all the legalities were well managed and they were actually able to do? It'll never happen.
It'll
It
never
will never
happen.
happen. But what if? What if? That would be the highest grossing superhero film of all time.
All time.
Easily. Nah.
You would run out of films to show in the cinema with that. I don't even know how that's
It would actually just
possible.
it would take over since like so all your other films can wait. We're showing this all day. That's how it would be. But yeah, as I said, I enjoyed this film overall. The action was really well done. I think as Makari's scenes were my favorites. I also love the forest scene, and I like the deviant battle scenes as well. And one of my favorite characters randomly was Kingo's cameraman. He's following him around all over. He had like 17 cameras with him or something. Like, they kept smashing camera after camera, and he was just.
Oh yeah, man. What was his name again? Karun?
uh, I do not remember.
I think
I
it
do
was
not
him.
remember.
He
But
reminded me of that character from Ant-Man. Louise.
Ruiz, yes, Michael Pena.
Yeah, Michael Pena's character. A little bit. Not like in the way he talked and anything. It's just like the kind of sidekick kind of character, you know.
For real, man. Honestly, as I said, this film, the critics went too hard on it. I don't know whether I enjoyed it more as a result of these low expectations they set before going in, but I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it. So, um, do you have anything else you wanna cover in this film, good sir? Have we talked about those post credits properly?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
I say those post credit scenes though with Harry Styles, and by the way, that CGI troll. What did their money run out during the film or something? They used all the CGI on the deviants and all the effects for the Eternals.
Nah,
That thing looked like it was made in
those
paint.
gameplay scene, man, poorly
Yeah,
rendered, man.
that was so
I'm not
unfinished. I'm
gonna.
sorry,
That's not
but
nitpicky, but it did not look good.
it looks so cartoony. You know that CGI you see from like the early 2000s.
Yep, literally, literally, it looked
I
like
was
that.
like, what the heck is going on here?
What am I
It's
looking at
like-
here?
and the CGI, like, obviously, the deviants didn't look amazingly realistic, but it was serviceable, passable CGI.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the CGI for Pip the Troll was so distracting. And then what was even more distracting, seeing Harry Styles in an acting role. I've only seen him in Dunkirk previously,
He
right?
was in. I haven't actually seen Dunkirk.
Yeah. Now, I think have told you my thoughts on Dunkirk and that I found it horrendously boring, but the loud bangs and the sound kept me awake in the
Yeah,
cinema.
you said that before. I found that funny.
Yeah. So one thing I should mention is Harry Styles was actually really good in that. That was the first time I've seen him act, and I was like, wait, he's holding his own against actual good actors here. I was like, fair enough, fair enough, and he's actually acted with Barry Keoghan before, so um, there's the link there. But I guess it's still a shock to the system seeing Harry Styles in that scene, but I
Yeah.
guess I'm looking forward to seeing what he could bring as Thanos' brother. But he's an Eternal as well, right? He's had the same suit design. I think he has the same Eternal status. He's a Prime Eternal like Ajax was, because remember he has that sphere, the golden sphere thing. So he's a Prime Eternal. So he's kind of free from Arisham's control kind of thing.
And Thanos is his brother, but he has a deviant gene. That's why he doesn't look the same as Eros.
Yeah, Thanos is mixed race. He's like deviant and
Don't.
eternal. He is. He is, man. That's why he's got that purple appearance.
Celestial light skin.
And then that second post-credit scene, which I really liked, with Jon Snow and like King Harrington. He's inheriting that blade, his family heirloom,
It's like
which
shing.
is yeah. It was he had random voices in the room, and then that final voice you heard, Mr. Mahershala Ali, Oscar-winning
Man,
Mr. Mahershala Ali,
when I first heard that
and
voice, when they said,
did you know who it was straight
no,
away?
no, I had no idea. I had no
I
idea.
did.
I didn't.
I did straight away. He sounded exactly how he did in Alita Battle Angel.
In that film, where he's just wearing like shades, I saw Blade straight away.
Yep, straight up. And what do you say? He's like, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Mr.
Something
Whitman.
like that.
Are you
Oh,
sure
yeah,
you want
Mr.
to do
Whitman.
that? Dr. Whitman.
Yeah. Dr. Whitman, you sure you want to do that? And then, bam, end of the film. So I'm looking forward to the rest of it. But I don't know what your thoughts are on the MCU right now. Whether you're getting any fatigue or anything like that, but It feels a bit all over the place. I won't lie. It does feel a bit all over the place, but in Kevin Feige we trust.
It's gonna feel that way because they have a backlog of stuff to get through. So we're being over like
Mm.
saturated with like a bunch of MCU stuff. The TV shows, don't forget that, and the
Oh yeah, yeah.
films. And yeah, it's
There's
gonna feel
so
that
much
way.
happening, man.
You're
Like
gonna feel
Kang the
fatigue.
Conqueror, the
Hmm.
Celestials. It's like,
Scrolls
is it all
too.
gonna be? Yeah, the Scrolls. And there's so many more films to come next year. And obviously the Spider-Man, the whole multiverse to deal with. It's a lot, man.
Mm.
But um, looking forward to it because I remember watching the Phase One, Phase Two. We didn't really know how it was all going to come together. We just knew there was this purple alien somewhere, and we had all these new films, new characters being introduced. Somehow, some way, they were going to intertwine. So I'm looking forward to how Kevin Feige ties this all up. It's his biggest challenge yet, but looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now he just has to find John's Campio.
He used to say he hasn't found him already.
Oh.
But unless you have any other thoughts, should we
Mm,
wrap it up?
yep, let's wrap it up, man.
Sweet. So until next time,
Up, up,
we.
up, 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 up. Rating.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, he was real quick to say
Maybe.
goodbye. I was like, okay, let's get the hell off this podcast. I'm done. Get the mic off me. Where's my agent? Get me a blue
I was
M&M.
gonna.
I'm like, what? Wait, what blue M&M? Why?
I was gonna like style it out somehow. Rating. I say I wouldn't go and watch it in IMAX premiere seating. I'll just 2 for 1 kind of thing.
Yeah,
Watching the cinema again
agree.
for sure.
2 for 1. You want to watch it again? I'll watch it again with you too, man.
Sweet. Okay. Now that we're in the agreement and we've covered all our points,
Mm-hmm.
I shall bid everyone adieu. And until next time, we are out.
Peace.